This video and hundreds more like it available on freePhotoshopVideoTutorials.com. Okay, now we're going to be talking about how to add motion to photos, and this is a very good way, for example, for sports photos, to add some excitement to the photos. Even if you're taking a picture with a long zoom lens and you do it with really quick shutter speed and you just freeze everything, then it just becomes a moment frozen. And what you might want to do then is for artistic purposes, or to accentuate the photo and so forth, you might want to go back in and add some motion blur to some parts of the photos, not to all of them, and then make it seem like it was a really exciting, moving moment. So we'll have a look and do this right now with this photo here. So this is one of your typical photos that you get taking pictures of maybe your kids playing football, and you just want to add some motion here. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the layer. So we're just going to click and drag the background layer to the new paper icon here. So we have a duplicate. And now we're going to go over to Filter, Blur, and Motion Blur. There we are. And now try to not pay attention to just what you were focusing on. For example, in this photo, what I'd want to do is, and it's good to have an idea of what it is you want to do, but what I want to do is make it seem like everything here is in motion except for the majority of the kid with the ball here. I want to add some motion to the edges here, maybe to the feet, to this kid here, and everything else in the background, so it seems like you're moving along with you're panning your camera along, and you were able to freeze the majority of the boy here in focus, to freeze the moment, and the rest of it was just very rushed and very quick and powerful moment. So try not to pay attention too much to the end result here, because what we want to do is see everything else. So you want to apply the amount of pixels, and again, this is very important. Don't try to memorize the number of pixels I'm showing you here. Try to just look at the look of the photo, because the amount of pixels needed will vary greatly with the size of the photo. If you're doing a 10 megapixel photo, you require more pixels. If you're using a 3 megapixel photo, it's a lot less, and so forth. So just here, have a look at the look of the amount of blur, and we probably want to do something to add some excitement, let's say around here. So this is you can see the ground here. There's a lot of motion. There's a lot of excitement in there. So we'll apply that to the photo overall. Now remember, we do have the background here that is just the frozen moment. So now what we want to do is we want to punch through a hole through this blurred layer here down to this one here where it's frozen the moment, so that we can bring back the detail on the boy here. So the way we do that was we add a layer mask, which is this icon here at the bottom, add layer mask. And now we're going to click on the brush. And with a decent sized brush, probably to the size of the kid's head or thereabouts, we want to make sure that we're on a 100% opacity. And now, using black, we're going to bring back detail on the boy. And you can see how this is actually working pretty well so far. Here we are. And now you probably get to a moment here where you think, right, but I probably want to still have a bit of the motion on the legs. And at the moment, it's going all or nothing. It's either static when it's punching a hole through the static image here, or it's going all on blur. So the way to actually be able to ease that in is to actually change the opacity to something really low, like 10 or 20% tops. And now what you're going to be doing is you're going to be bringing back some detail, but just very slightly, so that you can go back and almost like in a painterly stroke, you can just bring back some of that detail. And it won't be just a 100% bringing back of details. So there we are. Now, if you think that you've gone too much and you've brought too much of the focus back in some areas, what you can do is just press X, which is a shortcut to switch the color here. And now with white, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding motion back. And just get used to just working in a low opacity and just doing multiple clicks. Very small multiple clicks. So it's just a balance, and you might want to zoom in to the photo here and make sure that you're not actually accidentally, let me just show you an example, bringing back some focus on the grass, for example. This doesn't look quite right. So what you want to do is just make sure that you got that right, and there's no harm in bringing that back with the low opacity as well, making sure that you're not, on the edges here, you're not bringing back too much of the stillness. And there we are. So if we zoom back out here, we've added a lot of motion to this photo here, and it's quite exciting. So just give you another quick tip here. If you just want to bring a balance between all the other background, what you can do as well is just click on the opacity here and just bring that down a bit so that you're actually merging, right, the stillness of the photo with the blur of the photo. So you can have sort of an in-between and just bring that back so that the two layers are sort of just, filtering in one into the other, mashing into each other. So you have something that is slightly in focus and it's out of focus, and give you a good amount of flexibility. So always remember to play around with the opacity slider and to play around with the opacity in the actual brush as well. So there you are. If you enjoyed this video, show your support by subscribing, rating, and adding it to favorites. Leave comments on our website and we'll create even more videos that interest you.